Schwartz addresses XRP sales transparency. Many were wondering whether Ripple will alter its sales strategy in response to the SEC's request for financial disclosure. Chief Technology Officer David Schwartz of Ripple recently addressed charges that Ripple was trying to hide its XRP sales from the public in reaction to these claims. Schwartz refuted these assertions in X conversations, arguing that Ripple could conceal its XRP sales on exchanges at will. Discussions about the XRP Ledger's current status have recently dominated social media. There are others in the community who are worried about its flaws and have connected those worries to Ripple, the firm behind XRP. They zeroed focused on Ripple because of their role in XRP Ledger's EVM sidechain's debut. There are those who worry this might be Ripple's way of covering up the sale of XRP coins. Next, the XRP Ledger project on Ledger raised similar concerns, claiming that Ripple could be able to sell XRP tokens wrapped in an opaque manner thanks to the proposed EVM sidechain. Nonetheless, Schwartz denied these assertions. The speaker asserted that Ripple may conceal its sales activity by trading XRP on less transparent exchanges. Although on Ledger argued that Ripple's function in exchange sales would be obvious, Schwartz noted that this might not be the case. Still, most transactions involving Ripple can be traced using on-chain data. Thus, the company's sales have always been transparent. Additionally, the company's XRP sales are reported every 3 months, which adds transparency. Concerns concerning XRP price suppression were brought up by Schwartz, who brought out the fact that Ripple has ceased selling to structures, which is seen by some experts as a factor in price suppression. In general, Schwartz sought to clear up confusion over Ripple's transparency and practices, while also explaining the company's strategy for selling XRP. Meanwhile, it will be intriguing to see whether the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit finds any additional loopholes with the increased deadlines. The New York State Department of Financial Services has extended the deadline for XRP. A legal expert from Ludlow Street Advisors named James Murphy recently revealed on X Watch platform, formerly known as Twitter, that the deadline for the New York State Department of Financial Services to rule on his administrative appeal regarding the department's refusal to provide documents related to the XRP token's exclusion from the green list has been extended. The XRP cryptocurrency was removed from the approved list by the department. Murphy is attempting to overturn this decision through his appeal. After a judge determined that XRP's secondary sales did not constitute a security offering, Murphy is confused as to why the New York Department of Financial Services decided to delist the cryptocurrency. In the meanwhile, Ethereum has maintained its position on the department's greenlit list despite its issues with regulatory bodies. Thus, the legal analyst wonders why Ripple's associated cryptocurrency was deleted and why. Just earlier this month, Murphy voiced his displeasure, saying that the New York Department of Finance and Security had refused to produce any documents in response to his FOIA request. The lawyer intends to sue the government for insufficient openness in the event that his request is rejected. These records are currently being freely produced by the New York Department of Food and Safety, which Murphy is urging. In October of last year, the government agency revised the guidelines it gives for the listing and delisting of digital currencies. At that moment, XRP was deleted from the list of tokens that had been authorized for inclusion on exchanges. A UK Jack currency that Litecoin followed also found out they weren't on the approved list. Stuart Alderati, chief legal officer of Ripple, has highlighted the fact that XRP is unique among cryptocurrency assets in having regulatory clarity. This follows last year's partial success for the company in its battles with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Investors should be aware that there have been no developments in the SEC versus Ripple case. By March 22nd, according to the court's briefing timeframe, the SEC was supposed to have submitted its opening brief on remedies. The opening brief discusses the July 2023 verdict that will be rendered regarding the sale of XRP to institutional investors. According to the ruling handed down by Judge Annalisa Torres, Ripple broke the 1933 Securities Act by selling unregistered securities to institutional investors, which violates Section 5. The public will have access to a redacted version of the opening brief on March 26. In order to deter future infractions, the SEC would have likely pushed for a heavy punishment. On April 22, Ripple must file its rebuttal brief. Gary Gensler filed the case at the same time as he was delivering his scheduled statement at a conference hosted by Columbia Law School. Gensler is the current chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Some people in the Bitcoin securities markets are trying to get around these registration rules. Chair Gensler said while discussing the market and the need to register with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And duty does not exist in the absence of registration. Disclosing is expected. The idea that the Bitcoin markets might use some cleaning is one that many people hold. Following the escalating controversy around the SEC's approval of ETF applications in May, Gensler gave a speech. The digital finance landscape is undergoing a dramatic transformation due to the advent of computerized market makers and the XRP Ledger, which have brought about a new age for liquidity and trading operations. Thanks to this groundbreaking integration, which goes by the abbreviation CEL30, the decentralized exchange DEX goes through a dramatic makeover. This integration improves the DEX's traditional liquidity by adding a non-custodial AMM, which provides approaches. The DeFi ecosystem is being upgraded with XL30, which is a foundational element in the development of the XRP Ledger. This upgrade not only offers lucrative incentives to market liquidity contributors, but it also significantly decreases slippage for many tokens. As a result, the trading environment is becoming more efficient and inclusive for all participants. Using this interface, developers can easily integrate AM features into their apps, which allows them to build cutting-edge liquidity and trading solutions. The leaders of the DeFi community have a significant opportunity to capitalize on this innovative feature and attract big liquidity. Their success in doing so is closely tied to the performance of the DeFi community as a whole. Many are anticipating this development as a watershed moment in the further development of decentralized finance, which involves disentangling oneself from automated market makers. Eliminating the need for traditional order books is the major focus of the model on the XRPL, which aims to revolutionize the provision of liquidity and trade. By building liquidity pools, prices are determined algorithmically, particularly for asset pairs with minimal direct market trades. This guarantees continuous availability and more stable pricing. The most major changes brought about by the incorporation of on XRPL native protocol support are as follows. By leveraging features included into XRP, developers can do away with the need for third-party smart contracts. When liquidity is consolidated at the protocol level, it becomes more efficient and accessible across all trading pairs. This phenomenon is known as aggregated liquidity. By using a novel auction mechanism called an auction system, arbitrage opportunities can be more easily taken advantage of without compromising market stability or leaving liquidity providers exposed. Users can simplify their participation in liquidity pools by contributing with just one asset. The XRPL's federated consensus mechanism protects against MEV by ensuring fair transaction processing and lowering the possibility of exploitive behaviors. To ensure that customers get the best rates, DEX optimizes transaction execution through its seamless interface with XRPS, a manual for programmers. It is critical that developers quickly learn how to use the right tools and procedures on the XRPL's platform so they can include it into their projects. The ability for developers to build and manage in pools adds to the ever-changing liquidity scene. The use of XRPL libraries to set up the development environment is the first step in this approach. Engaging with the XRPL community to receive input and make constant modifications is also vital for improving and refining the EM's operation. The launch lays the groundwork for future decentralized financial app development. That's all for now.